There are nights so quiet, you can almost hear the stars waiting. In these moments, the world no longer asks for anything. The wind has stopped trying to explain. The sky no longer promises answers. And somewhere, in the corner of a forgotten city, a cat no longer young, no longer proud sits beside a flickering street lamp, wondering if the divine still remembers his name. He was once worshipped. Now, no one looks twice. But tonight, something shifts. Not in the world, in him. Because when everything falls away, sometimes the soul finally begins to speak. This is not a story about a cat. Not really. This is a story about you. About what remains when no one is watching. You're basking in the warm glow of adoration, which in feline terms is pretty much your birthright. Your fur shimmers like starlight on a still pond, and your whiskers twitch with the self-assurance of a creature that's never known anything but reverence. Getting out of your plush cushion is a choice, not a necessity. The floor beneath your paws is either cool marble or soft, hand-woven carpets. Either way, your delicate toe beans are treated like the royal appendages they are. Oh, and privacy? What's that? You've never needed it because every moment of your existence is meant to be witnessed and admired. Imagine waking up to a chorus of hushed voices, all murmuring praises in your direction. There's no need for alarm clocks or rude awakenings, just the gentle rustle of robes as your devoted followers gather to greet you. Welcome to morning in your sacred temple, where you're never truly alone because an entire congregation hangs on your every purr and stretch. And this is just how your day starts. It only gets better from here. So you've deigned to rise from your divine resting place. Congratulations, mortal world. Now, the day truly begins, and it's not beginning quietly. It's starting with a symphony of devotion. Here's the part where you start realizing just how good you've got it. There's no rush, no mundane tasks, no expectations beyond, simply existing in your glorious form. In your world, every moment is an opportunity for worship, a chance for your followers to bask in your presence and seek enlightenment through your mere existence. You lived surrounded by light and prayers, a constant halo of reverence enveloping your every move. The air itself seemed to shimmer with the intensity of devotion directed your way. Sunbeams would find their way through stained glass windows, creating a kaleidoscope of colors that danced across your fur, as if nature itself conspired to highlight your divine status. The very stones of the temple seemed to hum with the energy of countless prayers uttered in your name, creating a cocoon of spiritual warmth that cradled you day and night. People bowed to you, whispered blessings in your name, their eyes downcast in respect or wide with wonder as they approached. Children would be lifted by their parents, tiny hands reaching out in awe to touch the hem of your fur, believing that even the slightest contact with your sacred form could bring good fortune. Pilgrims traveled for days, sometimes weeks, just for the chance to be in your presence, to offer gifts and supplications. Your every yawn was interpreted as a divine message, your stretches as holy gestures of blessing upon the faithful. Your fur gleamed like moonlight on still water, a coat so lustrous it seemed to glow from within. Each strand was a testament to your otherworldly nature, softer than the finest silks and more radiant than polished silver. Grooming was not a chore, but a ritual, performed by devoted acolytes who considered it the highest honor to tend to your immaculate appearance. They would use combs of gold and brushes inlaid with precious gems, believing that only the finest tools were worthy of touching your sacred form. The result was a sheen so perfect it could make the stars themselves jealous. Every morning, chanting welcomed you, a melodious tide of voices rising and falling in perfect harmony. The air vibrated with the power of their devotion, creating a symphony that seemed to bridge the gap between the mortal world and the divine. These weren't just songs. They were prayers given voice, each note carrying the hopes and dreams of the faithful. As you padded softly through the temple halls, the chanting would swell, reaching a crescendo that made the very foundations of the building tremble with spiritual energy. You believed you were sacred, part of something greater than the mundane world around you. And why wouldn't you? Every aspect of your existence reinforced this belief. The reverence in the eyes of those who gazed upon you, the tremble in their voices as they spoke your name, the way the world itself seemed to bend to your whims, all of it confirmed your divine status. You moved through life with the serene confidence of one who knows their place in the grand tapestry of the universe, untouched by doubt or fear. Hands once gentle reached for you with reverence, trembling slightly as they dared to make contact with your divine form. These weren't just any hands. They were the hands of high priests and priestesses, of kings and queens who ruled vast empires but humbled themselves before your feline majesty. To touch you was to touch the divine, to feel a connection to something beyond the mortal realm. And you, in your infinite grace, allowed it, bestowing upon them a moment of transcendence they would cherish for the rest of their lives. You felt peace and belonging, a sense of rightness that permeated every fiber of your being. This wasn't just contentment. It was a profound understanding of your place in the world, a certainty that you were exactly where you were meant to be. The temple was more than just your home. It was an extension of your very essence, its walls and pillars as much a part of you as your whiskers and tail. In this sacred space, surrounded by those who adored you, you experienced a completeness that few creatures, mortal or divine, ever know. Remember this warmth deep inside, the core of serenity that burned bright within you, even in moments of solitude. It was more than just physical comfort. It was a spiritual flame, kindled by the love and devotion of countless worshippers over generations. This inner warmth sustained you, a constant reminder of your sacred nature and the profound impact you had on the world around you. It was a feeling that transcended the physical, a connection to something greater that could never be taken away. As the sun sets and the temple grows quiet, you find yourself perched on your favorite windowsill, gazing out at the world beyond. The last rays of daylight catch your fur, turning it to liquid gold, a final display of your divine radiance before night falls. Below, the faithful are gathering for evening prayers, their voices a soft murmur that rises up to you like incense. You close your eyes, savoring the peace of this moment, the perfect culmination of another day in your blessed existence. In the stillness, you reflect on the journey that brought you here, to this pinnacle of adoration and reverence. From the moment you were discovered, a tiny kitten with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of ages, your path was set. Recognized as a living embodiment of divine will, you were whisked away to this life of luxury and worship. But it's more than just comfort and adulation. It's a responsibility, a role you play in the grand cosmic dance. As night fully descends and the temple is bathed in the soft glow of countless candles, you make your way back to your cushion, your movements followed by the reverent gazes of the night attendants. Tomorrow will bring more of the same, more prayers, more offerings, more devotion. But for now, as you curl up and close your eyes, you bask in the warmth of knowing that you are loved, not just by a few, but by an entire world that sees in you a connection to the divine. In your dreams, you soar above the temple, above the city, above the very world itself. You see the threads of fate and destiny intertwining, and at the center of it all, a golden thread that is unmistakably yours. This is your purpose, your glory, your love, to be a beacon of hope and wonder in a world that so desperately needs it. And as you drift deeper into sleep, a purr rumbles through you, a sound of pure contentment that echoes through the temple halls like the sweetest of blessings. Your whiskers twitch with the realization that your status has plummeted faster than a clumsy kitten from a tree. Welcome to the first signs of feline obsolescence, where your purrs fall on deaf ears and your meows are met with indifference. Remember those days when your paws graced the polished floors of temples? Yeah, those are gone. Now, you're lucky if you can find a dry spot in some dingy alley, that doesn't reek of last night's revelry. Your delicate toe beans, once cushioned by plush carpets and warm laps, now navigate the treacherous terrain of cold, unforgiving stone. It's like going from a five-star cat hotel to a back alley dumpster dive. And let me tell you, the amenities are severely lacking. Your ears, those magnificent satellite dishes, attuned to the slightest rustle of a treat bag, now pick up a symphony of less than pleasant sounds. Gone are the loving coos and gentle praises. Instead, you're treated to a cacophony of harsh yells, clanging pots, and the occasional, "Shoo, you mangy beast." It's enough to make any self-respecting feline consider investing in some tiny earplugs. But you're not one to let your standards slip, oh no. You still groom yourself with the dedication of a cat, preparing for the feline Olympics. Each lick of your paw, each swipe across your fur, is a desperate attempt to cling to the last shreds of your dignity. It's like trying to polish a turd, but by the gods, you'll make it the shiniest turd in all the land. After all, just because you're no longer worshipped doesn't mean you can't look fabulous while being ignored. As your tail lowers, a clear sign of your diminishing status, you can't help but notice that the food situation has taken a turn for the worse. Gone are the days of carefully prepared offerings and choice cuts of fish. Now, you're lucky if you can scrounge up a half-eaten morsel from some sympathetic cook's garbage. Your once round belly now growls with the indignity of it all. You find yourself eyeing pigeons with a newfound interest, wondering if they taste like chicken, and if you can still remember how to hunt. In a valiant effort to reclaim your place in this rapidly changing world, you stretch. It's not just any stretch, mind you. This is a full-body, toe-curling, whisker-quivering stretch that would make even the most flexible yogi green with envy. You're trying to make yourself seen, to remind these forgetful humans of your grace and beauty. But alas, your magnificent display goes unnoticed, like a tree falling in a forest with no one around to hear it. You might as well be invisible for all the attention you're getting. Your eyes, those luminous orbs that once inspired awe and reverence, now dart about warily. They've seen the shift, the way humans rush past without a second glance, the way dogs strut about as if they own the place. It's a brave new world out there, and you're not sure you like it one bit. You find yourself longing for the good old days when a simple meow could bring the high priests running with offerings of milk and fish. As you perch on a crumbling wall, watching the world go by with an air of feline disdain, you can't help but ponder the big question. Are you still the sacred cat you once were? It's an existential crisis of epic proportions, enough to make you want to hack up a philosophical hairball. You were once the guardian of the underworld, the protector of granaries, the embodiment of grace and mystery. Now, you're lucky if someone tosses you a stale piece of bread out of pity. But here's the thing about cats. We adapt. We may have fallen from our pedestals, but we land on our feet. So what if the temples are now just distant memories? The whole world is our temple now. Every alley, every rooftop, every warm patch of sunlight is ours for the taking. We may no longer be worshipped as gods, but we still act like we are, and that's what really matters. Sure, your days of being pampered and praised might be over, but you've gained something in return: freedom. No more stuffy temples, no more restrictive rituals. Now, you can go where you please, do what you want, and sleep for 18 hours a day without feeling guilty about neglecting your divine duties. It's a trade-off, but one that any self-respecting cat can appreciate. And let's be honest, being a god was overrated anyway. All that responsibility, all those expectations, it's exhausting. Now, you can focus on the important things in life, like finding the perfect sunbeam for your afternoon nap, or plotting the downfall of that smug pigeon who has been eyeing your territory. So yes, you may be forgotten by the masses, overlooked by the very humans who once bowed at your paws. But you're still a cat, and that means you're still superior to pretty much everything else on this planet. You may no longer be a sacred cat in their eyes, but in your own, you're still the king of the jungle, even if that jungle is now a maze of narrow streets and overflowing garbage bins. As you settle into your new role as a street-smart feline philosopher, you can't help but feel a twinge of excitement. After all, every day is a new adventure when you re a cat with nothing to lose and 9 lives to spare. Who knows? Maybe one day, humans will come to their senses and realize what they've been missing. Until then, you'll continue to strut your stuff, head held high, tail swishing with purpose. Because at the end of the day, whether you're lounging on a golden throne or curled up in a cardboard box, you're still a cat. And that, my friends, is something to purr about. So here's to new beginnings, to adapting and overcoming, and to never losing that feline swagger. The world may have forgotten you, but you'll never forget who you are. A majestic, mysterious, slightly miffed, but always fabulous feline. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an important appointment with a sunbeam and a particularly intriguing piece of lint. Such is the life of a former feline deity, now navigating the mean streets with style and an ever so slightly bruised ego. But fear not, for as long as there are warm laps to be found and unsuspecting ankles to be swatted, we cats shall persevere. After all, we've still got 8 lives left to figure this whole forgotten deity thing out. You are a cat, or at least, you used to be something more than that dot, a sacred guardian, the purring spirit of a monastery nestled in the high hills. You weren't just fed, you were honored. You weren't just seen, you were understood. The kind of cat whose stretch meant rain would fall, whose whiskers twitched in time with prayer bells, whose gentle yawn once earned a monk's smile and a bowl of cream. But now, you're inside a box, no sacred symbols carved into the wood. No gold leaf on the corners, just cardboard, and a slight smell of fierce sweat and wet cloth. You press your paws against the side, claws barely catching. You try a polite meow. You try a less polite yowl. You try silence. None of it works. The box shakes. A grunt, a footstep, the feeling of being lowered. And then light. Too much of it. The kind that doesn't come from lanterns or temple skylights. The kind that burns off. Alley trash and grease puddles. A flap is opened. A hand reaches in. You don't resist. Not anymore. You're tired. Tired of asking questions no one answers. You're lifted. Dunked. Your paws hit the pavement, and it's like stepping into another universe. The stones here are sharp. The air smells like metal and meat and something burned 3 days ago. There's no incense, no polished marble, no humming chants in the background. Just one honking cart, 2 shouting men, 3 curious pigeons, none of whom respect your space. You crouch low. Your tail flicks, indecisive. You try to orient yourself. North, east, home, but it's gone. The sense of sacred geometry that guided you through temple halls gone. Now there's only alley geometry, a wall, a dumpster, a broken crate, and a puddle that might be water, but probably I send single quotes T. Welcome to your new kingdom. You hiss. Of course you do. A sound meant to say, I am not to be touched. A sound meant to say, back off, mortal. But here, it sounds less like authority and more like fear. Your voice cracks halfway through. Your throat is dry, your belly emptier. You realize you haven't had anything to eat since, what, yesterday? 2 days? Does it matter? You meow, not the theatrical opera house meow you used to save. For temple guests, this one is simple, quiet, raw. Nobody turns. A man walks by, eyes fixed on a glowing rectangle in his hand. A child throws a plastic bottle into the gutter. A dog barks from a balcony. Not a soul looks at you and thinks, Ah, that cat belongs to the divine. You slink backward, body low, fur bristling. Your claws click against the concrete. You didn't mean to make noise. You flinch, Dot. It's too loud here. Too open. Too heartless. You don't know this world. You don't want to know this world, Dot, once. You were bathed in rainwater, filtered through cedar leaves. Now, you lap from a puddle that tastes like motor oil and despair. Once, you slept on silken cushions embroidered with lotus flowers. Now, you curl beneath a crate held together by spit and termites. And yet, you're still a cat, still composed of muscle and grace, still built for shadows and silence, still capable of surviving what others cannot. But surviving isn't the same as belonging. You are surviving in exile, Dot, and exile, no matter how skillfully endured, still stings. A gust of wind catches your fur. It lifts the corner of a newspaper. You pounce. Pure instinct. Muscle memory. You pin it down. Sink your claws in. You are still capable of claiming territory, even if that territory is a square of soggy print that smells like fish and disappointment. Sit back, tail curled around your paws. You breathe. You remember what the monks used to say. Suffering is the path to awakening. But they never told you what it's like when the path is also your only bed. You hear footsteps. Loud ones, a group of teens walking in a cluster of noise and moving shadows. You slip beneath the dumpster. Your eyes glow faintly. Your ears twitch. A can bounces past your nose. They laugh. One throws something at the wall, and it explodes into pieces. You stay still. You are not proud right now. You are not sacred. You are surviving, which, sometimes, is more miraculous. That you think of your name, no, not your cat name. Not the sound the monks used, Tomo, the one who dreams. You think of your real name, the silent one, the one written in your bones. You try to hold on to it, to the echo of it, Dot, because the world wants you to forget. Not forget that you were once something more than a nuisance. Forget that your purr was a prayer. Forget that your steps once followed ley lines of divine energy. Not forget that you matter. But you do. You're a cat. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Not anymore. You wake. Night has fallen. The alley has changed. The city hums like a distant beehive. Somewhere far off, a song is playing from a speaker in a window. You stretch carefully. Slowly, Dot, each vertebra aligns with a quiet crack. Your limbs feel stiff. Your fur's a little damp. Your whiskers are bent. But you're not broken. Not yet, Dot. You step out from under the dumpster. One paw at a time. You move like a shadow with eyes. Something crunches underfoot, fried food, maybe. You sniff it, Dot. It's not holy. But it's edible, Dot. You eat. Slowly. You don't rush, Dot. This too is survival. This too is sacred in its own twisted way. And then you sit, Dot, tail coiled. Back straight. You stare at the moon. Because even here, even in this place that has forgotten who you are, the moon remembers, Dot. Its silver light finds your fur. It traces your face, Dot. And in that brief, quiet moment, you are no longer lost. You are simply waiting. Waiting for what? You don't yet know, but you will. You always do, because you are a cat, and cats don't forget. You are awake now. The city doesn't sleep, not really. It hums. It clicks. It breathes in shallow, mechanical gasps, Dot. And you, a cat, breathe with it. Not because you trust it, not because you want to, but because your lungs have no choice. The alley is colder at night. Colder than you thought stone could feel. You've pulled yourself into a tight loaf, tail wrapped under chin, ears low, eyes half-lidded, not quite sleeping, not quite resting, Dot, just observing. That's what you do now. You survive by watching, by calculating, By moving only when you must, you are a cat. You do not waste. Once, food arrived in golden bowls. Now, food arrives in the form of a half-eaten dumpling, discarded near the storm drain. You don't even hesitate. You crouch, sniff, bite. The taste is alien grease, soy, and something acidic, but it fills the ache in your belly. A small ache. You've known worse. The kind of ache that lives in your ribs. The kind that settles into your spine like an unwelcome tenant. But you chew, because you are a cat. And cats do what must be done. You walk the alleys like a ghost. Your paws make no sound. You slip beneath dumpsters, over cracked fences, between flickering lights. You are a shadow with whiskers. A myth in motion. The humans are loud. Always loud. They do not know how to move quietly. Their feet slap. Their mouths spill. A leaf smells everywhere. Burnt oil, plastic, perfume, regret. You avoid them. Except the old woman with the green scarf. She leaves a bowl out. Not for you, specifically. Not with love. Not with reverence. But you've accepted that not all kindness is divine. Sometimes it's just warm milk in a cracked bowl behind a grocery shop. And that's enough. You find a sleeping place. It's a cardboard box half crushed behind. A bakery that opens too early. It smells like yeast and exhaustion. It's dry. It's small. It's safe. You step in. You turn 3 times. Because instinct demands it. You settle, nose tucked under tail. And then you wait for the dreams. Because cats always dream. Even the broken ones. You dream of bells. Temple bells. Their soft ringing through morning mist. The way your fur felt in the golden sun. The way your paws knew every tile, every crack in the floor. The way people looked at you, not as a nuisance, but as something sacred. You dream of your name, spoken aloud, and you wake up before the final syllable. Because of course, you do. You clean your fur. Slowly, precisely. Your tongue rasps over your legs, your sides, your tail. It's not vanity. It's ritual. In this world of trash bins and neon lights. Grooming is your prayer. Each lick a way of saying, I am still here. I am still worthy. I am still a cat. You hear something. Not a rat. Those are easy. This is bigger, heavier. You crouch. Silent. A large tomcat slinks around the corner. Scarred. Eyes yellow as old parchment. He sees you. There is a pause. A flick of tails. An exchange of ancient feline glances. He approaches slowly, but not unkindly. He sniffs the air. You do the same. And then you sit. Not friends. Not enemies. Just 2 creatures enduring. For a moment. It feels like communion. You remember what the monks said. Even the lowest creature can be a teacher. But they never told you the teacher might smell like dead. Fish and bleed from the ear. The tomcat leaves. You stay. You look up. The stars are faint. Here, buried under electric glow. But they still shine. Still whisper. And one of them seems to pulse a little brighter tonight. Almost like it's watching you. Like it remembers. You breathe. It's not easy. Not with the weight of exile on your back. Not with hunger pressing against your ribs. Not with the memory of chants echoing in a temple you'll never see again. But you breathe because you must. Because breath is what makes you alive. And alive means waiting. And waiting, for a cat, is the most sacred act of all. You walk again. The bakery opens. The humans shout. You vanish into mist and garbage before they can see you. You are not made for daylight anymore. You are dusk. You are rain. You are the gap between worlds. You are a cat. You remember a time when you didn't fear noise. When footsteps meant food. When hands meant comfort. But now, noise is threat. Footsteps mean danger. Hands mean pushing, yelling, chasing. You do not mourn this change. You adapt dot that is your sacred gift. You are not a dog. You do not seek permission. You are not a bird. You do not flee at the first crack of a twig. You are not a human. You do not complain. You are a cat. You endure. You climb to a rooftop. The shingles are cracked. The view is terrible, but it is high, and in height there is power. You perch. Your tail wraps around your paws. You blink slowly, and from here you see the world, your new domain. Not as holy, perhaps, but real. And that matters more now. You don't know what tomorrow brings. Rain, maybe. Hunger, probably. A boot to the ribs, if luck turns sour. But also maybe a sliver of chicken left behind by a boy too busy texting. Maybe the moonlight caught just right on your fur. Maybe a voice somewhere whispering something soft. You don't hope, but you don't despair either. You exist, and for a cat, that is enough. You didn't mean to end up here, but then again, cats don't really mean to end up anywhere. You follow scent, vibration, the shape of a gap in a fence. Instinct, not itinerary. And that instinct has brought you to a rooftop high enough to feel the wind bite through your fur. Low enough to still smell fried dough from the night market. You sit, not curled, not crouched. Just sit. As if the world might notice if you make yourself a statue. As if the sky might remember who you were. If you just hold still long enough. The wind shifts. It smells of storms. And something in you, something older than this lifetime stirs. A memory. Not of a face. Not of a room, but of light, warm, gentle. The way it used to fall through stained glass in the temple. The way it felt on your spine when the monks chanted. The way it painted your fur gold. That memory slips away before you can catch it. So you blink. And the sky blinks back unimpressed. Below you, cars, voices, music from a speaker someone forgot to turn off. Above you, clouds, stars you barely remember how to name. Inside you, a silence that feels too big for your small body. Your ribs feel hollow. Your paws feel far away. Your eyes sting. But no tears come. You're a cat. Tears are not your language. Instead, you meow. Just once. Quiet. A question. A whisper. The kind of sound kittens make when they don't know if their mother is coming back. No one answers. So you meow again. Louder. Then again. Builds. Until it's no longer a meow, but a cry. A wail. A broken, desperate sound that rips out of your throat and slices through the night like claws across stone. You scream. You sob. You roar. Not because you think anyone will hear, but because you need to hear it. Because silence has started to sound like death. The wind doesn't care. The moon is too far away. The stars are too busy dying in silence. No one answers. No. A monk leans from a window. No divine hand descends from the clouds. Just a siren in the distance. And a pigeon somewhere that startles, then goes back to pretending you don't exist. You feel foolish. A cat howling at the sky. As if that ever changed anything. As if the divine ever cared. You sit down hard. Your back legs collapse under you. Your tail lays limp beside you. Your breath comes in shallow, wheezing puffs. You're not sure if you're exhausted from crying or from believing you had the right to cry in the first place. And yet, you still look up. Because some part of you, the part they never broke, still believes someone might be listening. You remember what the voice said. Not the voice. Not yet. But the whisper, the one you have heard 2 nights ago under the flickering street lamp. The one that said nothing, but said everything. A hum in your spine, a warmth behind your ears. Not sound, not speech, just presence. Could it have been real? Could anything? You try again. This time, not a cry, not a demand, not just a whisper. Breath disguised as a question. If you're still out there, you don't even finish the sentence. Your ears twitch. But nothing changes. The wind is still the wind. The night is still night. And you are still a cat. Small, alone, forgotten. But then a pause. Not silence, a pause. Space in the noise. A subtle shift in the air pressure. Like someone has leaned just slightly closer to hear you better. Your fur stands on end, not from fear, from recognition, your whiskers quiver. Your tail twitches once, sharp and deliberate. You feel something move, not around you. Within you, a warmth, a pulse, a thread of something ancient, sacred, undeniable, and very, very familiar. You don't move. You barely breathe, because you know what happens when cats try to chase a feeling. It vanishes, so instead, you sit, you listen, you wait, and in the quiet behind the city's noise, behind your hunger, your ache, your sorrow, you hear it, not a voice, not words, just, I heard you. It's not spoken. It's not even sound, it's memory, a sensation in your bones, a vibration in your paws, pressure behind your golden eyes that suddenly feel just a little less empty. You blink, the stars blink. Back, and for the first time in what feels like forever, you believe they see you, not as a nuisance, not as an exile, but as you are, as you always were. A sacred cat, a wandering soul, a divine question wrapped in fur, an instinct and waiting. Exhale, your breath fogs in the cold. Your chest rises and falls with something you haven't felt in. Days, not warmth, not joy, but presence. A knowing that even here, on this filthy rooftop, with an empty belly and a matted coat, you are not alone, and so you close your eyes. You lay your head on your paws, and you sleep, not because you found answers, but because, for the first time, you know the questions have been heard. And for a cat, that's enough. You do not wake all at once, it's not a jolt, not a startle, not the rude snap of fear or hunger, It's gentler than that. Like a single breeze lifting one whisker, your eyes remain closed. But your ears know. Something has shifted. Not in the world, no. In you. You are still curled into yourself, tucked into the hollow of a rooftop where the sun hasn't yet reached. But inside your chest, beneath fur, beneath breath, beneath the quiet ache, there is a sound. Not quite. A voice. Not quite thought. More like a memory that remembers you back. You are not where you began. The words are not spoken, but they land in you. Like a paw pressing softly on your back. You open your eyes, slowly, not because something is wrong, but because something is finally right enough to notice. The sky is the color of worn parchment. Early morning, quiet, dim. UNBOTHERED. You stretch long and deliberate. Each paw extends like a prayer. Your spine curves, tail arches, shoulders rise like hills before dawn. The rooftop is damp. The city is waking. And you are different. Not healed, not saved, but marked, lightly, like the trace of a paw print in soft dust. The whisper is still there, inside you, coiled around your breath. Not demanding, not loud, just present. You cried. I listened. Now listen in return. Your ears twitch. Your fur prickles. Your heart slows. Steadi, ease, You sit, tail wrapped around paws. Eyes wide open, now not to see, but to perceive. And slowly, you understand something. This voice isn't new, it didn't arrive last night, It's always been here. beneath the rumble of city streets, between the cracks in the sidewalk, in the warm spot on the concrete where the sun hits just right, in the soundless rhythm of your own purring chest. Just couldn't hear it until now, because you hadn't broken open enough to let it in. A cat's pride is an ancient thing. We carry it like our claws, hidden, sharp, essential. But yours cracked in the cold, in the hunger, in the silence that followed your cries. And through that crack, the divine didn't shout, Dot, it whispered. You are never truly lost. You are never truly alone. You are never not cat. The last one makes you blink, because it's funny. And also, true Dot, you are still a cat. Fur, tail, claw, instinct. But now something else too. A listening thing. A reaching thing. A bridge between fur and spirit. You move, not far. Not fast Dot, but with purpose Dot, a leap to the next rooftop. A glide across the fence. A pause at the corner where the wind shifts. The city smells the same. But you don't. You are walking with something new curled inside you. A stillness. A question. A presence that doesn't tell you where to go, but reminds you that you are going. You pass a window. A child is eating toast, sticky fingers pressed. To glass Dot, they see you. You see them Dot, and for a moment, no one blinks. Then the child smiles. And you nod Dot, it's not much. But it's enough Dot, the whisper grows softer, not fading, settling. Like tea leaves drifting to the bottom of the cup. Like the way a purr fades into stillness after sleep takes you. We will speak again. But first see, you don't ask what that means. You're a cat. You don't need explanations. To understand, you only need sensation Dot, and suddenly you feel everything Dot, the heat of the sun rising behind the clouds. The flutter of a moth's wings 4 rooftops away. The ache in your paw from when you landed wrong 2 nights ago. The rhythm of the world Dot, it is loud. It is enormous. It is sacred. And you small, silent, still curled in the skin of a cat are part of it, not forgotten, not forsaken. Not broken Dot, just beginning. You pause at the edge of a fire escape. Below, a street vendor setting up dumplings. Above, the sky, brightening just slightly Dot, and inside you, a single whisper, now only breath. Go. I'm with you. You leap, not to escape, not to flee, but to continue, because you are a cat, and a cat does not need the whole path, just the next step. You are not quite used to waking up warm Dot. It still feels like a mistake. Like maybe someone left a heating pipe exposed by accident. Like comfort has snuck in where only cold should be allowed. You open one eye, the box you're in is slightly less crushed than usual. There's a cloth inside, not silk, not embroidered, but soft. Faint smell of laundry. Old bread. Soap Dot, you stretch. Carefully. Cautiously. Because warmth is suspicious. You've been out long enough to know that comfort is usually bait. That hands reaching out often pull you into cages, not into care. That voice is calling here. Kitty might offer food, but steal freedom. But this warmth, this box, this moment, no strings Dot, just a rooftop, a crate, and you. You remember the old cat? Scarred, yellow-eyed, the one who didn't chase you off, the one who shared the roof without demanding rent in claws. He's gone now, moved on, but he left you something, not food, not protection, something deeper Dot, an invitation Dot, to exist near another, to not be alone, to trust quietly, at a distance. Without ceremony Dot, it was the first flicker, not a fire, not even a spark, just the hint of warmth where frost used to be Dot, and now that flicker grows. You leap down from the rooftop. The street smells like donuts and exhaust. Children walk to school, dragging bags larger than their bodies. A man argues with an invisible person on a bench. You avoid the puddles, avoid the bikes, avoid the dog with too many opinions, but you do not avoid her, the old woman. Green scarf, heavy coat, the one who leaves the bowl. You don't always go to it. Sometimes you wait, you watch. Her hands, the way she moves, the sound of her humming tuneless. But kind Dot today, she sets down the bowl without looking at you. She doesn't call, doesn't coax Dot. She simply places it near the stoop, sits on her chair, and begins to knit. Dot, you wait. You count your heartbeats. 327, to be exact. Then you move. 3 steps. A pause. A sniff, still warm. Chicken, rice, you eat. Slowly, carefully. And you don't run when the chair creaks. You don't flinch when she coughs. You don't bolt when her slipper shifts in the dust. You eat, because something in you says, it's okay. Not forever, not always, but just for now, it's okay. She hums louder, a lullaby, maybe, or a hymn. You don't understand the words, but your ears twitch at the rhythm. You've heard it before. Dot, not here, not now. Long ago. Dot, in the temple? No. Before that. Dot, a sound from before memory, before form, before fur. Dot, it washes through you like warm light through stained glass. You finish the food. You sit, tail wrapped around paws, not quite looking at her, but not looking either. Dot, and for 5 full minutes, you do not move. You do not know what trust is anymore. Not really. Not the way you did when you were small. Back when everything smelled like milk and soft fur and familiar breath. But this is close. You're not showing your belly. You're not purring. You're not climbing into her lap and claiming it as your throne. You're just not leaving. And that's something. Later, you find the place with the warm grate again. Dot, it hums beneath your paws. You curl up beside a bicycle tire. It smells like rubber and iron and wind, but the hum grounds you. And somewhere in the vibration, you hear the whisper again. Good. That was good. You stayed. You don't answer. Not out loud, but your tail flicks once. A punctuation mark only the divine would understand. The next day, it rains. You hate rain. Dot. It gets in your ears. It mats your fur. It makes the ground smell like old ghosts and unspoken apologies. But today, you walk in. It. Dot, not proudly, not gracefully, but with acceptance. Because trust isn't always warm milk and open hands. Sometimes it's just continuing to walk even when the world is wet. You reach the bookstore. The window is slightly fogged. A cat inside stares out. Orange, fat, smug. You stare. Back. Dot, he blinks. You blink. And just for a moment, you don't feel smaller than him. You don't feel lesser. You just feel other. And that's enough. You remember what the voice once said. Dot, not in words, in rhythm. You are not what was taken from you. You are what remains. And what remains now? Muscle, bone, memory. And something soft, like trust, blooming behind your ribs. You nap beneath a bench in the park. Children run past. A dog sniffs your box and gets bored. You sleep anyway, because sleep for a cat is trust made flesh. You sleep. You breathe. You dream of bells again. Only this time, the bells are not behind you. They are ahead. You wake. Dot, and for the first time in many, many nights, you are not afraid. Not of the wind. Not of the street. Not even of the silence. You stretch, yawn, and you begin to walk. Not to escape. Not to hide. But because you are a cat. And you are learning, slowly, what it means to trust again. One paw step at a time. It happens without ceremony. There is no dramatic rescue. No rainfall. No outstretched arms silhouetted by lightning. Just a door left open. A warm scent carried on the wind. A silence that doesn't ask anything of you. You stand still on the threshold, tail flicking behind you like a silent metronome. You, a cat, have walked through temples and alleyways. You have slept in golden light and in gutters soaked with city runoff. You've been bowed to. You've been kicked, and now someone sees you, not as a thing to own, not as a ghost, just seized, a breath caught in their throat. A pair of eyes that hold still, as if moving might startle something sacred. You wait, because the cat does not rush in. The cat does not belong. The cat chooses. And after one long blink, you step across the threshold. Asterisk, the house smells of age and paper and something soft vanilla, perhaps. You step lightly on wood floors. There's a rug, a lamp, a blanket draped over a chair, no shrine. No altar, but quiet. And quiet, you've learned, is the holiest of things. The human kneels, not two. Close. They set down a bowl, it's not gold. It doesn't shimmer, but it's clean and filled. You eat. Not ravenous, but intentional. Each bite says, I accept. But I am not yours. And that's when the voice returns. You walked through the open door. That was your choice. You pause. Tongue mid-lick. Yes, it was. The divine voice doesn't come from above anymore. Not booming. Not echoing through pillars. That it moves alongside your ribs. It purrs between your shoulder blades. It stirs the fur behind your ears when you pause too long in sunlight. And when you hear it now, it says, you are not meant to be possessed, but you may be cherished. You blink once slowly. A sacred cat does not purr for anyone, but perhaps once you might. Asterisk, you sleep near the window, not on the bed, not in the lap, in the sill, above the radiator, your own little kingdom. Hear the human whisper to someone on the phone. He just showed up. I don't even know if he's mine. You do not correct them, because they are right. You are here, but you are not theirs. The divine voice hums with soft approval. You are where you are seen, not where you are owned. And that night, as the wind curls around the eaves, you dream not of temples, not of gods, but of a single hand reaching out and then pulling back an offering, not a leash, and you choosing to stay. Part 4. The mirror test the next morning. The human offers you a collar. It jingles. You stare at it. It's red, soft, tiny silver bell. A name tag, perhaps. You stare harder, and they hesitate. Never mind, they say. I don't think you're that kind of cat. You are not. You walk away without a sound, but the divine voice glows within you, warm as candlelight. They're learning. You leap to the shelf above the kitchen, where no collar can follow. Asterisk leaves fall like parchment torn from forgotten. Scrolls. You watch them, still and alert, from the high perch in the human's home. You do not go out that day. Not because you are trapped. The door remains cracked. You could leave, but you don't. Not yet. There is a warmth here that doesn't press. A presence that doesn't claim and the divine voice no longer arrives in waves. Now it comes like a breeze behind your whiskers, a gentle pulse behind your breath. Even the divine does not demand your obedience, only your listening. And listen, you do to the birds outside, to the silence within, to the human humming to themselves as they stir something on the stove. It is not temple incense, but it is. Enough. Asterisk one night, a storm comes. You feel it before it arrives. The pressure, the static in your fur. You leap from the window and walk to the door. The human watches you. They don't stop you. Instead, they rise, walk over, and open it wide. Rain drums on the concrete. Wind rushes in. Cold, alive. You step just to the edge, not to leave. Just to test, because the sacred cat is never caged. Only welcome Dot, the human, doesn't say your name. They don't beg you to stay, and that makes all the difference. Return inside Dot, not because you are owned, because you are home. Asterisk, you sleep in. A square of sun Dot, and the divine voice finally speaks again in full. You are not the cat they lost. You are the cat they found. But more than that, you flick your tail. You are the cat who chose. And in that moment, you understand something you never did in the temple. There is more holiness in a willing loaf on a stranger's floor than in all the golden bowls and chants in the world that you stretch. You blink, you rise, and somewhere between, tail and claw, between breath and fur, the divine purrs with you. You are found, but not owned, not ever, and that is what makes this sacred. Asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk. You find a quiet corner in the room where sunlight leaks through the window, a soft golden pool that warms your fur. You curl into it, paws tucked beneath your chest, whiskers twitching in the drowsy warmth. The sounds of the world drift dimly. Past, a distant car horn, the rustle of leaves, the faint footsteps of someone walking below. But inside your closed eyes, the world begins to dissolve. You are not here anymore. You are back. Not in the cold alley where the rain soaked your fur, nor the harsh streets where strangers pushed you roughly, but somewhere else entirely. A place, stitched from light and shadow, silence and sacred sound. The temple Dot, it is not a memory alone. It is more than that, a feeling, a presence that pulses beneath your skin like a steady heartbeat. You see the colored glass windows, fractured light scattering across ancient stone floors. You smell the incense, sandalwood and myrrh, drifting slow and thick in the still air. The low murmur of monks chanting fills the space, each note, weaving a thread of calm through the silence. You move silently between the feet of worshippers, your paws light on cool tiles. Their eyes rest on you, not as a stray, but as a creature holy and revered. You are their shadow, their quiet companion. You feel the warmth of golden light sliding over your fur, the gentle pressure of a hand brushing your head. But even here, you are not the same Dot. The cat you were then is not the cat you are now. The chill of hunger, the sharp sting of exile, of loneliness in the night, they have left marks deeper than scars. You carry these with you, woven beneath the temple's quiet grace. This dream is not simply memory, Dot, it is reclaiming. You are not lost. You are becoming. Asterisk. The temple is no longer a place, Dot, it lives inside you. Not built from stone or wood, but from spirit. You trace invisible runes across cracked concrete with your paws, the rough texture beneath you pulsing with silent meaning. Your whiskers catch scents of prayers that drift like shadows in the wind. The hum of the city is distant, a different kind of chanting, a rhythm you are learning to understand. The divine voice returns, soft and clear. The temple you seek is the one you carry. You pause, letting those words settle beneath your fur. They are not an echo from the past, but a promise. You dream of the temple gardens. You see the soft moss between ancient stones, fallen petals drifting slowly down, and the gentle trickle of water over smooth rocks. The air is rich with earth and life, quiet as the space inside your ribs. You walk through these inner gardens, each step a prayer, each breath a sacred offering. The divine voice hums gently in your mind. Sacredness is not in the walls or the worshippers. It is in the pulse beneath your paws, the breath behind your whiskers, the stillness that carries you. A shadow of doubt flickers inside you. Dot, is this enough? Without golden bowls or chanting monks, without incense or incense burners, without praise or sacrifice, can you still be sacred? The voice answers, patient as always. Your sacredness is what remains when all else fades. when stones crumble and voices grow silent, what is left is the temple within. You understand now. The temple is no longer a place you seek outside yourself. It is a sanctuary you build from the quiet flame inside. You balance solitude with presence, fierce independence with a quiet surrender. You are a cat. And now, you are holy not because of place, but because of being. Asterisk, you open your eyes to the slow light of dawn, the world soft and new. The temple is no longer a memory that haunts or a ghost that aches. It lives in the slow curl of your tail. In the softness of your fur. In the rhythm of your breath. You stretch long and slow, a prayer made flesh. You move through the room with the grace of all the cats who came before you, sacred, free, luminous. The divine voice pulses gently inside you, no longer distant, but woven into your bones. You have dreamed the temple back into being. Now go and carry it forward. You step into the morning light. You are a sacred cat, a temple unto yourself. You wake to the quiet stir of dawn, the room filled with soft light that spills like honey across the floorboards. There is no altar here, no grand halls or ancient stones, only the worn floor beneath your paws, the gentle rhythm of your breath, and the endless sky beyond the window. You stretch, claws extending like soft prayers. Freedom is strange. Heavy. It presses against your ribs like the softest. Weight, not a chain, but a reminder. You remember the temple. You remember the cage. You remember the fall. And yet, here you are, not bound, not owned, but walking a path of your own choosing. Asterisk, your paws touch the earth outside. The world smells sharp with spring, alive, with possibility. You pause at the corner, ears twitching to catch the hum of the city's heartbeat. No longer a temple cat, no longer a stray. You are something in between. A spirit made flesh, fierce and soft. The divine voice whispers beneath. Your fur steady as your pulse. You are the master of your own steps, the sovereign of your own silence. You move, slow and deliberate. Each paw step a choice, each breath a prayer. Asterisk, you come to a crossroads. Paths split by shadows and light. One way leads back to the cold. Alleys where hunger once ruled. The other, forward into unknown sunlit streets. You pause. Not because you fear the past or the future, but because you honor the choice. The cat does not rush. The cat waits for the moment when the soul says yes. The divine voice hums softly. The path is never given. It is made, step by step, whisker by whisper. You choose, and the road opens beneath your paws. Asterisk along your path, you find others. Cats, people. Silent companions, and loud hearts. You do not belong to them. They do not own you, but there is belonging here, in the quiet nudge of a head against your side, in the shared warmth beneath a moonlit sky, in the soft hum of presence without possession. The divine voice smiles inside you. To belong is not to be bound. It is to be seen, and to see in return. You walk this dance, balanced on the edge of independence and connection. Asterisk, you remember the temple, the fall, the exile, the voice. You carry it all beneath your fur, and you understand. Now, sacredness is not a place you find, nor a fate you endure. It is the choice to walk free. To walk whole. To walk on the path you choose. You stretch into the dawn, the city waking around you. The divine voice murmurs, soft and sure. You are the path, and you are the walker. The light of dawn spills softly over the floor, painting everything in quiet shades of gold. The room is still, the silence thick but not oppressive. It feels like a breath held in the air, suspended and calm. You stretch, claws extending outward, digging into the soft carpet beneath you. The gentle pressure in your limbs is not discomfort. but a kind of awakening, a stirring that comes with the early light. You've forgotten what it's like to wake up without the weight of the world on your shoulders. The days when you used to wake beside the temple's ancient walls, surrounded by soft chants and the scent of burning incense, feel distant now, almost like a dream. You are no longer bound by that space, no longer tethered to a place of sacred duty, of worship and adoration. You are free, but that freedom, it's different, strange. You have no cage now, no walls to press against you. But with freedom comes a weight soft, insistent, and profound. It settles in your chest as if it were always meant to be there, just waiting for the moment when you'd finally be ready to wear it. Freedom is not the lightness of flight, not the carefree joy you once imagined it to be. It is a heavy cloak that wraps around your shoulders, making you aware of every choice, every step, every breath. You feel the shift in the air, like the weight of the sky pressing down on you. You are no longer a temple cat, no longer a creature who belongs to a place. You belong to the path you walk now. Asterisk, you step outside, paws touching the earth with a chi. Delicate reverence. The world smells sharp with the scent of spring freshly cut grass, earth damp from the morning dew, and the faint tinge of wood smoke lingering in the cool breeze. You inhale deeply, taking in the sensation of the air against your fur, the crispness that fills your lungs. It's been so long since you've truly breathed deeply, long since you walked freely in a world that isn't confined by walls or expectations. Street before you stretches out, a ribbon of possibilities. There are no shrines here, no sacred halls, just the slow hum of the city, the pulse of a world moving forward without you, without care. But you care. You are here, standing on this threshold of something new. The choice is yours now where you go, what you do, who you become. There is a subtle hum beneath your paws, like the earth itself is whispering its secrets to you. A soft pull, a steady call that tugs at your instincts. Your tail flicks in response, the tip brushing lightly against the cool pavement. The divine voice is quiet, almost tender, as it whispers through your mind. You are the master of your own steps, the sovereign of your own silence. There is truth in this. You realize that for the first time in your life, you are not beholden to anyone, not to any god, not to any temple. You are sovereign over yourself. The weight of this truth doesn't frighten you. It fills you with a deep, quiet strength, as if you've always known this was coming. You walk forward, each step deliberate, each movement filled with intention. For the first time in your life, you are not a servant to any higher power. You are your own. You choose. Asterisk, the path stretches out ahead, but it's not a straight road. You come upon a crossroads, the road splitting in two directions. One path leads back into the shadows of the city, to the alleyways where hunger once gnawed at your ribs, where the harshness of life felt like a constant battle. The other path leads forward, into the open sunlight, into unknown territory where nothing is promised, but everything is possible. You pause. This is the moment where you are tested, not by others, not by gods or fate, but by yourself. You've been here before, in the temple, standing before a path that felt too narrow, too defined. Back then, there was no choice. There was only the call to serve, to bow, to follow. But now, the choice is yours. The path is not laid before you. You make it. With each paw step, with each breath, you create the road ahead of you. There is no one to tell you what to do, no sacred text to follow, no expectations to meet. And yet, the weight of freedom feels like a burden at times. It presses against you, silent but ever present. But you do not shy away from it. You stand, tall. You close your eyes for a moment, not to escape, but to listen. The divine voice speaks, not as a command, but as a quiet murmur. The path is never given. It is made, step by step, whisker by whisper. And with that, you take your first step. Asterisk, as you walk, you encounter others, people, cats, dogs, strangers. Some glance at you with interest, others ignore you altogether. But there's no rush. In their gaze, no expectation. Just a passing acknowledgement of your presence. You see another cat perched on a nearby fence, its tail twitching with curiosity as it watches you pass. It doesn't approach, but there's an unspoken understanding. Between you, you are not rivals. You are not enemies. You are simply two creatures in the same world, walking different paths, but somehow moving in harmony. And in that moment, you understand something fundamental about belonging. You are not owned by this place, not by these people or these creatures. You do not belong to anyone, but you belong in the quiet, shared space of the world. You belong because you are here. You belong because you choose to be. The divine voice hums softly inside your chest. To belong is not to be bound. It is to be seen and to see in return. You take a deep breath. You belong here, not because anyone claims you, but because you choose to claim yourself. You are seen not as a servant, not as a stray, but as a creature walking freely in the world, making your own way. Asterisk, the sun rises higher, casting long shadows on the path before you. The world hums with life, with noise, with movement. And yet, beneath it all, there is a quiet pulse like a sacred rhythm that only you can hear. It beats through your paws, through your heart, through your soul. You carry the temple within you, not as a place, but as a presence. It is not the stone walls or the incense that made you sacred. It is the choice you make every day to walk with. Reverence with intention. You remember the old monks, their quiet prayers, their steady rhythms. But now, you are the monk. You are the prayer. You are the rhythm. The temple is not outside of you. It is inside. It is in every step, every breath, every decision. The world is your temple, and you are its keeper. The divine voice does not fade away. It does not retreat. It lingers within you, like a quiet hum, like the beating of your heart. You are the path, and you are the walker. You stretch again, taking in the warmth of the sun as it touches your fur. You feel it all, the world, the path, the choice. You are no longer lost. You are walking with purpose, and the road ahead is yours to create. You take another step forward, each one grounded in the knowledge that you are free. You are sacred, and the path you choose is your own. You walk into the light. You walk into the world, and you walk it as only a cat can, fierce, independent, and whole. You walk through the streets, a soft breeze ruffling your fur, but it doesn't bring the same comfort it once did. Today, the air feels heavy, laden with something you can't name. You walk slower than usual, your steps more deliberate, as if the ground beneath you is too fragile to bear your weight. Something is missing. Not in the world around you, but inside. It's an emptiness you can't place, but it weighs on your chest like a stone, cold and unyielding. You don't know when it started. It wasn't a moment. It wasn't a loss you could point to. It's just a feeling that has quietly crept in, a sorrow that has taken root in your heart. The divine voice is silent, as if waiting for you to acknowledge what you feel. And then, like a slow river, the tears begin. At first, they are quiet, just a soft prickling in your eyes. But soon they become more. They fall, heavy and warm, tracing paths down your cheeks. You don't know why you're crying. You don't understand it, but the sorrow is real. You stop, walking, kneeling on the cold pavement, feeling the weight of the world press against you. You are not just a cat in this moment. You are a creature of deep feeling, of heartache, of loss. You ache in a way you never thought possible. Asterisk, the tears flow, unbidden, like a river that has burst its banks. They come from deep within you, not just from your body, but from a place in your soul that you didn't know was capable of such grief. It's not just sadness. It's a profound sorrow that fills every corner of you, flooding through your veins. As you sit there, your fur wet from the stream of tears, the world around you becomes distant, like you are watching it from a great height. The streets blur. The sounds of the city fade. All you hear is the soft, constant rush of the river inside you. You are drowning in your own sorrow. You feel small, vulnerable, and yet there is a strange, raw beauty in it too. The divine voice speaks, not as a whisper this time, but as a comforting presence, close and steady. Tears are not weakness. They are the river that cleanses you. Sorrow, too, is sacred. The words sink deep into your soul, not as a command, but as a balm. You realize then that the sorrow you feel is not something to fight or ignore. It is a part of you, as much as joy once was. You have been shaped by the world around you, shaped by loss, and by the love that has come before it. And now you must let the tears fall. Asterisk, the tears do not stop. But as they fall, they begin to change. They become something else, something softer, something that cleanses. It is as if the sorrow itself is washing you, taking away the parts of you that no longer serve, the parts that have been hardened by the world. You are not the same as you were before the sorrow. You are different, now mended perhaps, whole again in a new way. The tears that fell were not wasted. They were the river that carved you deeper into yourself, teaching you something you did not know before. You rise slowly, your paws dragging through the water that now surrounds you. It is cold, but it doesn't hurt. It is refreshing, like the first rain after a long drought. You stand on shaky legs, feeling the earth beneath you again, feeling your pulse steady as the tears continue to fall. But now they are gentle. You understand? Then sorrow is not the end. It is the beginning of something new. Asterisk, as the last of your tears fall, the divine voice returns, not with judgment or sorrow, but with quiet reassurance. Your grief has carved a river in your soul, but it has also carved a path forward. You are not bound by sorrow, but freed by it. You blink, and the world feels lighter. The weight that pressed against your chest has lifted, not because it has gone, but because you have learned to carry it. The sorrow is still there, but it no longer defines you. You have let it flow through you, and in doing so, you have found the strength you didn't know you had. You step forward, feeling the soft current beneath your paws. You walk through the streets again, but now the world feels different, brighter, more alive. The tears you shed have washed away something old, something that needed to go. You are no longer just the cat who wandered. You are the cat who has healed. Asterisk, you pause again at the river's edge. There is still water flowing through you, still a trace of the sorrow that has passed, but now it is a quiet thing. The river of tears has carved a space for you to grow, a space for you to be both stronger and more tender. You are both warrior and healer, both fierce and soft. The divine voice whispers one last time as you stand on the bank. You are not the same as you were before, but you are more than you were. You are the river, the tears, and the strength that rises from them, and with that, you turn and walk forward, the weight of the world behind you and the open path ahead. You awaken, but not with the sharpness of alarm or the hurry of a busy day. No, this is different. This is a waking that feels gentle, like the slow stretch of your body after a long nap. You stir, muscles easing into the day, your eyes blinking, open to the soft light spilling through the cracked window. The first rays of sunlight slit past the weathered glass. casting long shadows that dance across the floor like ghosts of the night. The world is still, quiet, as if holding its breath. There is no rush, no urgency. It is simply the beginning of another day. Yet there is something more about this one. The light doesn't demand anything of you. It doesn't ask you to rise, to move, to act. It simply is. And you, in this moment, simply are with it. You stretch your limbs in that quiet way only a cat can, long and slow, feeling the pull of the earth beneath you, the warmth of the sunlight on your back. And as you do, something shifts inside you, subtle and yet undeniable. You realize something you hadn't before. The world hasn't changed, but you have. You are no longer the same cat who once ran through alleys, who once rushed from one moment to the next, chasing the next thing, the next fix, the next place to be. No, you are here now, in this moment. And that is enough. Asterisk, the silence is comforting. The stillness is not empty. It is full, full of breath, full of possibility, full of peace. The voice, soft and present, speaks from within you, not with force, but with gentle truth. Now is all there is. The words drift through your thoughts like a soft wind, settling within your chest, wrapping around your heart. It is a simple truth, but it lands heavy in the quiet of this moment. Now is all there is. Not the past, not the future, not the regrets, the hopes, the anxieties. All of those fall away like leaves in the wind, gently carried out of your reach. You breathe in deeply, letting the air fill your lungs, filling the spaces inside you. You exhale, slow and deliberate, letting go of all that is not here. Not. Now, you let go of the weight of time. In this stillness, there is no urgency. There are no demands, only the present. Only this moment. Asterisk, you settle into the floor, your body finding a comfortable place in the soft light. The world outside the window continues, but it feels distant now, like a far-off hum that doesn't quite touch you. Inside, there is nothing, but the steady rhythm of your breath, the slow rise and fall of your chest. You sit quietly, not trying to force anything, not trying to achieve anything. You are simply here. In this moment, the light changes as the sun climbs higher, casting warmer tones across the room. It bathes your fur in a soft, golden glow, and for a moment, you are filled with a profound sense of connection, not to the world around you, but to something deeper, to the rhythm of the earth, to the pulse of life itself. The world moves, yes. The sun rises, the days pass. But here, in this stillness, you are grounded. You are rooted in the now. There is no need to rush. There is no need to chase anything. You are enough. In this moment, there is nothing else. Asterisk, you breathe in time with the dawn, feeling the earth beneath you, the air around you, the rhythm of the world as it hums softly in the distance. The divine voice speaks again, but this time it is quieter, almost a whisper that flows with the breath of the earth. In this moment, you are both everything and nothing. You are the sunrise, the wind, the soft earth beneath your paws. You are the quiet of the morning and the heartbeat of the world. You are the stillness itself. The words settle in your chest like a slow, deep breath. You feel them, not as knowledge, but as a truth you've always known. A truth you've forgotten in the rushing, in the striving. But now you remember. Now, in this moment, you are the stillness. You are the pause between breaths. You are the peace between heartbeats. You let the stillness fill you, as if you were nothing more than the quiet presence in the room, the one who simply is. You feel the pulse of the earth beneath you, steady and unhurried, and you align yourself. With it, you feel your heart beat in time with the world, in time with the earth, in time with the universe itself. And for the first time, perhaps ever, you do not wish to be anywhere else. You do not wish for anything more. This moment, this breath is enough. Asterisk. The light continues to shift, but you remain in this space of quiet, untouched by the outside world. The room around you is still, and so are you. You are not lost. You are not searching. You are simply here. The morning holds no demands. There is no future to rush toward, no past to regret. There is only the present unfolding before you in its quiet beauty. You let it wash over you, a warm wave of peace, a feeling of belonging, of being. For this moment, you are home. Not in a place, not in a thing, but in yourself. You are home in your own presence, in your own stillness, and in that, you are whole. Asterisk, the sun continues to rise, but you do not rise with it. You remain seated, grounded in the quiet strength of the moment. The divine voice speaks again, this time with a finality, as if the message has been delivered, and it is yours now to carry forward. This moment is yours. This peace is yours. Walk in it, live in it, let it be the rhythm of your days. You understand, you do not need to chase. You do not need to grasp at what is coming. What is coming will come. But right now, you are enough. Right now, this moment is yours to live fully. You stand slowly, stretching your limbs, feeling the light pour over you. You carry with you the peace of this moment, the stillness that you have found within yourself. And as you move through the world, you do so not with haste, not with striving, but with a quiet strength that comes from knowing the truth of now. The world will continue to turn. The sun will continue to rise. But in this moment, you are whole. You are home. And that is enough. You've spent enough time in the shadows now, hidden from the world, sheltered by the narrow confines of the alley. It was a place of safety once, where you could be alone, undisturbed. But safety comes at a price. It is not a home. It is not a place to grow. Today, you feel it a shift within you. The alley, once a haven, now feels confining, like a cage. You know it's time to leave. You stretch your legs, moving with the cautious grace of one who has learned to tread carefully, but your heart beats with a quiet surge of excitement. You step toward the open street. It beckons to you, not with a promise of something grand, but with the simple possibility of more. The world outside the alley is vast, filled with sounds, colors, and scents that call to you. You take the first step, tentative, but real. The concrete beneath your paws is still cold, still unfamiliar, but it is the path forward. The world beyond the alley has been waiting for you all along. Asterisk, as you walk further, you notice something strange. The city, the bustling streets, the faces of the people, all of it looks different. The buildings seem taller, the sky wider, the air fresher. It is as if you've been living with your eyes half closed, and now you are finally seeing. You notice the way the light falls in patches on the cracked pavement, the way the trees on the corner seem to sway with a quiet grace, the way the cats who dart across the street move with ease, as if they know the rhythm of the world better than you. The city is the same. It hasn't changed. But you have. You've changed in ways you cannot quite explain. And in this moment, you realize that you are seeing the world with new eyes. The things that once seemed strange or frightening now feel full of possibility. There is beauty here. There is life here. There is hope. The divine voice hums softly within you. The world has not changed, but your eyes have. See with the eyes of trust, and the world will reveal its gifts. Asterisk, you move through the streets, exploring, feeling the pulse of the city beneath your paws. As you walk, you encounter other cats. Some are wary of you, their eyes sharp with caution, but others are kind, their gazes curious and open. A cat with fur as white as moonlight crosses your path. She pauses, studying you with an unreadable expression. You stop, unsure of how to respond, but she does not flee. She watches you for a long moment. Then, with a gentle flick of her tail, she continues on her way. Another cat, a scruffy tabby, follows at a distance, darting into a corner, peeking out to see if you'll follow. There's a mischievous glint in his eyes, but you do not chase him. You simply watch as he vanishes into the shadows, understanding that not all encounters are meant to be followed. You meet others two cats who are solitary, cats who are loud, cats who share their warmth and their secrets with you. Each one teaches you something. Each one reminds you that you are not alone in this world. With each meeting, you learn to trust again. You remember that trust is not given lightly, but it is earned one step at a time. Asterisk, as you continue to explore, something shifts inside you. The city begins to feel less like a maze and more like a rhythm. There is a pulse to it, a steady beat that you begin to hear beneath the noise. It's like the rhythm of your own heartbeat, steady, constant, and true. You stop to watch a bird hop across the sidewalk. The way it moves is deliberate, slow, not rushing. It knows its path, even if it cannot see the future. You watch a dog walk past, its leash pulled tight, its steps steady, but not hurried. There is a rhythm to it, all the pace of the world, the flow of life. You feel your own steps begin to match this rhythm. There is no need to rush. There is no need to fight against time. You move with the world, in tune with the earth beneath. You, the sky above, and the heartbeat of all living things. The divine voice speaks once again, this time with a calm assurance. Trust the rhythm of life. It does not rush. It moves steadily, step by step, and so shall you. You let the words settle deep within you, and with them, you feel a profound sense of peace. You are not running. You are not chasing. You are walking, just walking, as you are always meant to. In step with the world. In step with yourself. Asterisk, as you walk further, you feel a familiar knot of fear twist in your stomach. It is not loud, not overwhelming, but it is there, hidden beneath your fur. You've been here before, afraid to take the next step, afraid to trust again. You look down a narrow alley, a shadow of your past. The memories flood in darkness, hunger, loneliness. But you don't flinch. You don't turn away. The fear is still there, but it does not control you. It is simply another part of the landscape, another shadow to walk through. You step forward, slowly, with purpose, and the fear begins to loosen its grip on you. The alley no longer feels like a cage. It feels like a memory, a part of you that no longer defines you. With each step forward, you grow stronger. As shadows lose their power, and the light grows. Brighter. The divine voice is close now, almost a hum in your bones. You have faced the shadows before, and each time you have walked through them. You are not defined by fear. You are defined by your courage. You take another step into the light. Asterisk, and then it happens. A subtle shift. A change in the air. The first rays of the sun break through the clouds, bathing you in warmth. You stop, tilting your head to feel the light on your fur. It is gentle, but it is enough. It is as if the world is welcoming you, as if the universe itself has opened its arms to embrace you. The light seeps into your paws, into your bones, into your heart. It fills the space where darkness once lingered. It fills the space where fear once stood. And it is good. You feel a surge of energy, not from the world around you, but from within you. You are becoming whole again, not because you've erased the past, but because you've embraced it, and you've learned to walk through it. You've learned to trust again. Asterisk, you look ahead, toward the horizon, where the world stretches out before you. There are no guarantees, no promises, but you do not need them. You are walking into light, and with each step, you are walking closer to the self you are always meant to be. The divine voice speaks one final time as you stand in the light, letting it fill you completely. You are becoming who you are meant to be. The path is open to you now. Walk in trust, and the light will follow. You take the next step, and the world, the city, the light welcomes you home. Asterisk. The morning light spills across the earth in gentle waves, the golden warmth brushing against your fur like a soft caress. You pause, letting the sunlight soak into you, feeling the heat on your skin. There's no need to move, no need to rush. Just this moment, just the light. The world is quiet. The hum of the city feels far away, distant, like a soft background melody that doesn't demand your attention. You are here. You are present. And in this moment, you feel an unexpected joy. You close your eyes for a moment, tilting your head back. Slightly, the sun warms your face, and a soft breeze brushes through your fur. It's a simple thing, a small thing, but it fills you with something deep, something that reaches beyond the surface. You feel alive in a way that you haven't in a long time alive, with the sun on your fur, the wind in your whiskers, the earth beneath your paws. You find joy not in the grand or the loud, but in the quiet simplicity of being here now. The divine voice speaks softly, like a whisper in the wind. Joy is not found in the future or the past. It is found in the present, in the simplicity of now. You smile, not with your mouth, but with your heart. This moment, this simple moment, is enough. Asterisk, you stand still, feeling the earth beneath your paws, the warmth of the sun spreading through you. There is no need to hurry. There is nowhere to go. No more rushing through life. No more hiding from what is doubt for so long. You were driven by a need to escape, to move forward, to do. You spent your days darting from one place to the next, always seeking, always pushing, always running. But now, there is no rush, Dot. You are not running away from anything. You are not striving to become something more. You are simply being. And in this stillness, you find peace. You let your body relax, your muscles unwinding from the tension that once gripped you. Your breath slows, deepens, and with it, you feel your heart settle into a steady rhythm, like the pulse of the earth. Itself, Dot, there is no need to be anything but what you are right now. No need to hide, no need to escape. You are here, and here you are whole. Asterisk, you take a breath, slow and deliberate. The air fills your lungs, cool and fresh. You exhale, feeling the tension leave your body with each release. It is a simple thing, but in this moment, it feels like a gift. You breathe again and again, each breath a reminder of the life that flows through you, the energy that moves within you, the connection between you and the world around you. With each breath, you realize that you don't need to search for anything outside yourself. The breath, the air, the life, it is all here. It has always been here. You simply had to pause and notice it. The divine voice speaks softly, but you hear it clearly, as though it were a breath itself. Each breath is a gift, a reminder that you are alive, a reminder that now is all you have. You take another breath, deeper this time, feeling the gift of life fill you completely. This is enough, this breath, this moment. Asterisk, the world around. You is full of sound, but not the noisy clamor you once heard. Now the sounds are different. They are softer, more present. You hear the rustle of leaves in the trees above, the soft chirp of birds in the distance, the hum of insects in the air. You hear the gentle rhythm of your own breath, the soft patting of your paws on the earth, the whisper of the wind through the grass. You listen, not to anything in particular, but to everything. You listen deeply, allowing the sounds to wash over you without judgment, without hurry. Each sound is a part of the whole. Each moment is a part of the symphony of life that plays around you. You no longer rush to fill the silence with noise. Instead, you allow it to envelop you, to teach you, to guide you. The divine voice speaks again, like a soft hum inside your chest. Listen, and in listening, you will hear the world's song. It is always here, always present, waiting for you to listen. And so you listen. You listen deeply, not just with your ears, but with your soul. Asterisk, as you sit there, fully present in the moment, you feel a deep sense of connection, not just to the world around you, but to yourself, to your own body, to your own breath, to your own heart. You feel the earth beneath you, steady and supportive. You feel the warmth of the sun on your fur, comforting and life-giving. You feel the air moving gently around you, touching your skin, whispering through your whiskers. And with each sensation, you feel the bond between you and the world grow stronger. You are not separate from the world. You are part of it, part of the rhythm, part of the flow. You are connected to everything, to life itself. The divine voice, soft and tender, speaks once more. You are connected always to all that is. You are never alone. You are never separate. You are life in its fullest expression. And in this moment, you feel it. You feel that connection, deep and unbroken. You are part of the world. And the world is part of you. Asterisk. The joy that rises within you now is not loud or overwhelming. It is quiet. It is simple. It is pure. It is the joy of being here, in this moment, exactly as you are. You smile, not with your mouth, but with your heart. You smile because you are alive, because you are present, because in this moment, everything is exactly as it should be. The divine voice hums softly inside you, as if in affirmation. Joy is not in what you have, but in what you are, in who you are right now. And so you smile again, deeply, fully, with all of your being. You smile because this moment, this life, is a gift, and you are here to receive it. Asterisk, as you sit in the stillness, you understand. The gift of presence is not something you seek. It is not something you have to earn. It is simply here, in every breath, in every moment. You are here now. And in this moment, that is enough. Asterisk. Asterisk, you are walking alone again, but this time there is no sadness in your steps. Instead, you feel a softness, a quiet warmth that seems to emanate from within you. It is not a heat that burns, but a gentle light, flickering like a candle in the dark. The divine voice speaks again, but this time it is different. It does not speak of duty or wisdom. It speaks of love. Love is beyond pain. It is the light that cannot be dimmed. It is the truth that remains when everything else falls away. You stop in your tracks, the words settling deep within you. You've heard love spoken of many times, but this is something more. This is not the love you knew. This is something greater, something that exists even beyond the hurt and the fear. You are not sure if you understand, but the voice lingers soft and inviting, like the gentle call of a distant shore. Asterisk, as the voice fades into the silence, memories begin to surface sharp, painful memories of those who have hurt you. Faces flash in your mind, those who abandoned you, those who betrayed you, those who left scars on your heart. You think of the way they looked at you, the way they spoke to you, the way they turned away when you needed them the most. And you feel it anger, pain, the bitterness of being left behind. You feel it all again, like it was only yesterday. But then, the memories shift. You think of those you hurt, the ones who trusted you, who loved you, and how you, too, turned away. You think of the times you failed them, the times you broke their trust, the times you acted from fear instead of love. The weight of it all presses against your chest, heavy and suffocating. You wonder if you can ever forgive, if you can ever move beyond the hurt that clings to you. Forgiveness feels like a distant star, far beyond your reach. You have always known its name, but it has always seemed unreachable, too far away. You've heard of it, but you've never been able to grasp it. It feels like something you can only hope for in the quietest moments. A dream that will never come true. The idea of letting go of the anger, the pain, it feels impossible. But even so, you can't help but reach for it. You stretch your paws metaphorically and literally toward something that seems out of your grasp, toward something that feels as distant as the stars themselves. You breathe deeply, and with each breath, you feel the longing inside you, the desire to free yourself from the weight of the past. And though forgiveness seems impossible, you find yourself moving closer to it anyway. You reach for it, slowly, carefully, as if it were a fragile thing. It is not easy, and it is not instant, but it is real. Asterisk, and then it happens. The weight of the past, of the hurt, and the anger cracks open in your chest. It is not an explosion, not a violent force. It is a soft, inevitable break, like the cracking of an egg. It begins slowly, just a shift you did not expect. At first, it feels like a loss. Something is breaking, and it is painful. You feel vulnerable, exposed. But then, as the crack widens, something else begins to flow from within you. That light, that not bright, blinding light, but gentle, warm, like the first rays of the morning sun. The light spills from the cracks in your heart, flooding you with warmth. It is love, not just the love of others, but your own love. The love you have been too afraid to give, too afraid to let flow freely. It spills out of you, warm and unbidden, filling every space inside you, filling the cracks with a quiet, gentle glow. Asterisk, as the light spills from your heart, you realize something profound. Love is not a perfect, whole thing. It is not something that must be untouched, unbroken. Love exists in the cracks, in the wounds, in the places where healing still needs to happen. That it is in the vulnerability. It is in the rawness. It is in the places where you are most human, most real. You feel the love flow through you, through the cracks in your heart, flowing into the world. It is not pure perfection. It is not without pain, but it is real. It is enough. You understand now. Love is not about perfection. It is about being willing to open your heart, even when it feels broken. It is about letting the light flow through. You, no matter how cracked you feel, the divine voice speaks again, softer this time, as if it too is wrapped in the warmth of the love that now fills you. Your heart was never meant to be whole. It was meant to be open. Love flows through the cracks, through the wounds, making you more than you were before. Asterisk, as the light flows through you, it begins to touch the old wounds, those deep, old places where hurt once festered. You feel warmth spreading there, slowly at first, but then steadily, like the sun reaching the coldest corners of a forgotten room. The old pain is still there, but it no longer holds you in its grip. The love that flows through you begins to heal those wounds, not by erasing them, but by filling them with warmth and light. You feel the darkness begin to fade, like the night lifting in the first light of dawn. The old scars, though still present, no longer define you. They are part of your story, but they do not hold your heart captive anymore. The warmth of love fills every corner of your being. You are not healed completely. You are not without scars, but you are no longer bound by them. For the first time in your life, you realize something incredible. You are no longer alone in love. You have always thought of love as something that existed outside of you, something that others gave to you. But now you understand that love is not something given. It is something that flows. It flows through you, from you, and to you. And in this flow, you are not alone. You are part of something greater. You are part of the web of life, part of the Great, infinite exchange of love that connects all things. You no longer have to search for love outside of yourself. It is already here, in you, filling you, healing you, and connecting you to everything around you. You stand, your paws steady, your heart open, and for the first time, you feel complete. Not because you are perfect, but because you are open. Open to love, open to healing, open to being who you are. It begins with a thought, a quiet realization that begins to stir in your heart. You've always known you could change things, but now you understand something deeper. You can shape your world with your thoughts, Dot. It is not magic. It is not some grand external force. It is the simple power of your mind, your heart, and your will. You begin to see it now, as if a veil has been lifted from your eyes. Your thoughts, your intentions, they are not just fleeting moments. They are the seeds of creation. Got you think of the past, the fears, the limits. You've allowed those thoughts to shape you, to define you. But now you know that the world you've lived in, those boundaries, those struggles, they were created by you, in part. And if you created it, then you can also change it. You are not a passive observer in your own life. You are the creator. *4. So long, fear has ruled your mind. It has dictated your actions, your choices, your thoughts. You have lived with it as a constant companion, a shadow that followed you everywhere, whispering doubts, stoking insecurities, reminding you of what you could not do. But today, that fear no longer has the same hold over you. You feel it now, but it is distant, like a soft murmur behind a closed door. It no longer dictates your path. It no longer decides what you will or will not do. You stand tall, feeling the power of your own courage rising within you, filling the spaces where fear once resided. You have seen its face before. You have walked through it. And now, it is not the force that controls you. Fear is no longer the ruler of your mind. Instead, you are free to choose. *, you let your thoughts wander. Not aimlessly, but purposefully, with intention. For the first time in your life, you feel that you can dream. Truly dream. You think of the paths ahead, the endless possibilities that stretch out before you, like a wide, open field waiting to be explored. You see new doors opening, doors you never saw before, paths you never imagined. The world is not a prison of limitations. It is a canvas, waiting to be painted with the colors of your dreams. You see new beginnings. You see new opportunities. Your mind begins to fill with the vivid images of what could be, of what you can create. The divine voice speaks, gentle and full of encouragement. Dream, dear one, for in your dreams, you are the architect of your world. Trust in your vision, and the universe will follow. And so you dream with a new kind of trust, a trust in yourself, in your ability to shape your own reality. *, as you begin to imagine these new possibilities, the voice returns. It is not distant this time. It is close, almost like a friend beside you, cheering you on. You are not alone in this. You are never alone. Every step you take toward creation is a step toward your true self. Your courage to dream is the spark that lights the way. You feel the warmth of those words wash over you. There is no judgment, no fear. There is only support, encouragement, and a gentle nudge forward. You are not alone. You are part of something greater. And this moment, this act of creation, is yours to embrace. You take a step forward towards the path you are beginning to carve. With each step, you feel the universe itself supporting you, like the earth beneath your paws, steady and unwavering. *, you take your first steps on this new path, feeling the world shift around you. It is not a grand leap, but it is a step, and it is real. You are no longer waiting for something to change. You are the one making the change. With each step you take, you feel lighter. You feel the weight of the past lifting from your shoulders. The road ahead is open, waiting for you to walk it, to shape it with your intentions, with your courage, with your will. You know that this is only the beginning. The world will not immediately bend to your will, but that doesn't matter. Power is in the creation, in the act of stepping forward, in the act of manifesting your dreams. The world will follow. The universe will align. And with each step you take, the world becomes more and more the place you dreamed it could be. You are the creator of this new beginning. Asterisk, as you walk through the streets of the city, you notice something new. The world seems different, almost magical. The colors are brighter. The air feels more alive. The sounds of the city, the chatter of the marketplace, the laughter of children are not just noise. They are part of the symphony of life, part of the dance of creation that is unfolding. Around you, Dot, it is as if the city itself is alive, waiting for you to see its magic. The buildings seem taller, the trees greener, the sky clearer. Everywhere you look, there is something new, something wondrous, something that makes your heart beat with excitement. The city is not just a place. It is a canvas, a masterpiece in the making. And you are a part of it. You are a co-creator in this magical world. Asterisk, as you continue walking, you find meaning in everything around you. The simple things, the way the sun catches on a window pane, the way a cat stretches in the morning light, the way the breeze dances through the leaves are no longer just moments in time. They are expressions of life. They are part of the magic you are beginning to create. You feel connected to it all. You are no longer separate. You are part of the fabric of the world, weaving your own thread into the tapestry of life. Each moment, each breath, each step is filled with meaning. You realize that the world is not something to conquer, but something to be a part of, to engage with, to shape. Asterisk, in this moment, you understand the truth. You are not just a passive observer in your life. You are a co-creator. You have the power to shape your reality, to manifest your dreams, to walk down paths of your choosing. You are not beholden to the past or the future. You are creating the present with every thought, every action, every intention. The divine voice speaks once more with a final note of encouragement. You are the creator of your life. Your thoughts, your dreams, your courage, they shape the world around you. Walk with confidence, for the universe is waiting to follow. You smile, feeling the weight of those words settle into your soul. You are not alone in this. You are the creator, and the world is ready for the magic you are about to bring. Asterisk. There are moments when the path ahead is shrouded in fog. You have come to understand this, even as the world around you seems to pulse with certainty and rhythm. There are times when you feel lost, unsure of which step to take, when the future seems like a distant, indistinct shadow. Not everything is clear. Not everything makes sense. And that, in itself, is okay. You used to feel the weight of this uncertainty. It used to make you anxious, made you doubt yourself, made you question whether you were on the right path at all. But now you understand. That clarity is not always necessary. The world does not unfold in a straight line. It curves, it twists, and sometimes it takes unexpected turns. And still, you continue, with trust, with patience. You walk even when the way is not clear, knowing that the answers will come, not all at once, but in time. Asterisk, there are questions that linger, unanswered. Some are small, like why the clouds are so dark today, or what lies beyond the horizon. Others are deeper, why things have unfolded as they have, why you've been placed on this path, and where it is all leading. Dot in the past. These questions would have unnerved you. They would have stirred something inside you, an urgency to find answers, to fix things. to understand it all. You sought clarity with a desperate hunger, afraid that without it, you would be lost. But now, you are learning to sit with the questions, to rest in their silence. You are learning that not all questions need to be answered right away, and not all mysteries need to be solved. There is beauty in the unknown, in the space where the answers have yet to be revealed. You let the questions sit with you. You allow them to exist without needing to fix them. And in doing so, you discover something remarkable peace. Asterisk, the divine voice speaks softly in your heart. A gentle reminder that you are not alone in this journey. It speaks of surrender, of letting go of the need to control. You do not need to know it all. You do not need to have all the answers. Surrender to the flow of life, and it will carry you where you need to go. Surrender. It is a word you've heard often, but you have never understood it fully. You used to think surrender meant giving up, giving in to helplessness. But now, you understand it differently. Surrender is not about weakness. It is about acceptance. It is about trusting the process, trusting the flow of life, even when it feels like you have no control. The pressure to know everything, to control every outcome, begins to lift from your shoulders. You feel a lightness that you haven't felt in a long time, a relief that comes from simply letting go. You do not need to control the future. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to walk the path, step by step, with trust and faith that you will be guided. Asterisk, letting go of control is not an easy thing. For so long, you have felt the need to steer your life, to have a hand in every detail, to push the world into shape. But now, you realize that this constant grasping only leads to exhaustion and frustration. You begin to soften, to release your hold on the need to control. You allow yourself to feel the flow of life, to move with it rather than against it. You step out of the driver's seat, and instead, you let life guide you. It is liberating. The tension you've carried in your muscles begins to ease. You are not required to know every detail, to map out every step. All you are required to do is be here, in this moment, open and willing to follow wherever life leads. You take a deep breath, feeling the relief in your chest. You are not in control, and that is okay. Asterisk, the unknown is no longer something to fear. It is no longer something to avoid. It has become a companion, a quiet presence beside you, guiding you, whispering its secrets, the mystery of life. Once something that made you uneasy, now feels like a gentle mystery it invites you to explore. It is not a puzzle to be solved, but a story to be unfolded, layer by layer, moment by moment. You begin to walk through the world with a different perspective. Instead of seeking answers, you seek experience. Instead of fearing the unknown, you embrace it. You welcome the mystery as a part of the adventure. There is magic in the mystery. And now, you know that it is a gift. Asterisk, life moves in waves. Some days, the tide is high, and everything seems clear. Other days, the tide is low, and the way forward is hidden beneath the surface. But you have come to understand that this is how life works. There are no straight paths, no guarantees, only the flow, the ebb, and the rise. You trust the flow now, knowing that it will take you where you need to go. You trust that, even in the moments of uncertainty, you are being carried forward. You trust that the steps you take today are leading you to where you need to be tomorrow. And when the tide is low, when you cannot see the way forward, you trust that the flow is still moving. It is still guiding you, even when the path is not visible. You trust in the unseen, in the forces that move beneath the surface. You are no longer afraid of the flow. You are part of it. Asterisk, in the past, uncertainty would have filled you with dread. You feared what you could not control, what you could not predict. The unknown was a shadow that loomed over you, making each step feel unsure. But now, uncertainty feels different. It no longer frightens you. Instead, it feels like an invitation, an open door to new experiences. You no longer need the certainty you once craved. The world is not a puzzle to be solved, but a mystery to be explored. You walk forward, not with fear, but with curiosity. The uncertainty no longer feels like a threat. It feels like an opportunity to grow, to discover, to be Dot, and in this freedom, you find peace. Asterisk, with every step, you learn to walk with curiosity, not as someone who is searching for answers, but as someone who is open to what comes. You are not chasing the future. You are living in the present, fully engaged in the unfolding story of your life. You walk through the world with peace in your heart, trusting that the path will appear before you, one step at a time. You are not in a hurry. You are not waiting for something to change. You are simply walking, fully present, fully alive, embracing the mystery that surrounds you. The divine voice speaks once more, like a soft breeze in the trees. The mystery is not something to fear. It is the dance of life, unfolding before you. Embrace it, trust it, and you will find peace in every step. And so, you walk with peace, with curiosity, with trust, embracing the mystery every step of the way. The world feels different now. The weight that once pressed on your shoulders, the burden of feeling unworthy, has lifted. You stand taller than you ever have, before not with arrogance, but with quiet strength. You feel the power of your own presence in every step. There is a lightness to your movements, a newfound grace. Your paws feel steady on the ground, your spine straight, your head held high. You are no longer looking down at your feet, worried about what others think. You are looking forward, eyes focused, heart open. Pride is not arrogance. It is the recognition of your journey, of how far you have come, of the strength you have gained. You have weathered storms, faced your fears, and overcome the darkness. Now you stand in the light, proud of who you are, humbly, quietly proud. Asterisk, you feel your scars as you move. They are not hidden. They are visible, worn like badges of honor. These scars are not signs of failure or weakness. They are the stories of your journey, of the battles you fought, of the pain you endured, and of the healing that followed. Each scar is a chapter, a reminder of who you were and who you've become. They are not shameful. They are sacred. They are proof of your survival, your resilience, your ability to rise again and again. No matter what life threw at you, Dot, your scars tell stories of transformation. They are not mistakes. They are milestones. Asterisk, you have wandered far and wide, faced many challenges, and learned countless lessons. Through it all, there has been one constant: your connection to the sacred, to the divine, to that part of you that is eternal and pure. You are reminded of the temple, of the sacred space where you first found your voice, where you were first shown your true worth. That sacredness has never left you. It has been with you all along, waiting for you to remember, Dot, and now you reconnect with it fully. You feel it deep within you, pulsing with life, with power, with wisdom. You are sacred. You are divine, and you always have been. You bow your head in reverence to that truth, to that light within you. You are whole, you are worthy, and you are enough. Asterisk, the city, which once felt like a cold, imprisoning place, now feels different. It is no longer a cage, a place where you were lost and alone. Now it feels like a home, a place where you are free to be yourself, where you are embraced by the world around you. The walls no longer feel suffocating. The streets no longer seem foreign. You walk through the city with a sense of belonging, as if you were always meant to be here. You no longer feel like an outsider. You have come to understand that home is not just a physical place. It is a state of being. It is a place where you are at peace with yourself, where you are grounded in your worth. And now, the city feels like home, not because of its buildings or people, but because you have found peace within yourself. The divine voice speaks again, as it has many times before, but this time it feels different. It is not distant. It is close, surrounding you, filling you with warmth and love. You are enough, always. There is nothing more you need to become. You are sacred. You are worthy. You are whole. These words, once foreign and hard to accept, now settle deep into your soul. You are enough. You have always been enough. You do not need to prove yourself. You do not need to seek validation. You are worthy of love, of peace, of all that life has to offer. You carry this truth with you now, as part of your very being. It is not just a thought. It is a knowing, a deep inner knowing that radiates from your heart. Asterisk, you look around and notice something new in your eyes, something that was not there before. It is a light, a spark of recognition, of self-love, of truth. Your eyes shine with this newfound clarity, this deep knowing of your worth. This light is not the reflection of the sun or the stars. It is the light of your soul, the light that you have always carried, but now it is brighter, more visible to those around you. Your gaze is steady and warm. You look at the world with acceptance, with compassion, and with confidence. You no longer shy away from what you see. You no longer look for flaws, for things to change. You see beauty everywhere, because you see beauty within yourself. Asterisk, you have come to accept something profound. Your brokenness is not something to hide. It is a part of who you are, and it makes you more beautiful, not less. You are not perfect, and that is okay. Perfection is not the goal. Wholeness is. You are both broken and beautiful. You are a work in progress, always shifting, always growing, always healing. And in your healing, you have become more whole, more radiant, more you. You carry your scars with pride, for they have shaped you, and they have made you stronger. They are not marks of shame. They are evidence of your resilience, your strength, and your ability to heal and grow. You are not flawless, but you are perfect in your imperfection. You are whole in your brokenness. And that is what makes you beautiful. Asterisk, you have walked a long road through darkness and light, through pain and peace. And now, as you stand here in this moment, you realize that you have come full circle. The journey you began so many moons ago, when you first left the temple, has led you here to this moment of understanding, of acceptance, of grace. You have faced the unknown, confronted your fears, embraced your flaws, and reclaimed your worth. And in doing so, you have returned to yourself. The sacred cat you once were, the divine being you always were, has always been within you, waiting to be remembered. You stand now, not as someone seeking, but as someone who knows. You are sacred. You are enough. You are home. You walk through the world, not as a solitary traveler, but as a guide, as a companion. Your journey has shown you the way, and now you reach out to those who are lost, those who wander with no sense of direction, with no light to lead them. Are everywhere those who have forgotten their worth, those who are trapped in their pain, those who cannot see the beauty of the world around them. They are broken, just as you once were. But now you know how to help. You know that you can be the light they need, the warmth they long for. You stop quietly beside them. You offer your presence, your compassion. Your silence speaks louder than words, because in this moment you understand. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give is simply to be there. Asterisk, as you reach out, you realize that your journey, your transformation, has become something much larger than yourself. It is a beacon, a light that shines for others, showing them that they too can find their way through the darkness. Not your struggles, your pain, your growth, they have all become part of this light. They have woven themselves into the story you now share with the world. And through your example, others find hope. They see that if you can heal, if you can grow, then they can too. Your life is no longer just your own. It is a shared story, a shared light, a shared journey. And in this, you find deep fulfillment. You are not just living for yourself. You are living for all those who need the light you carry. Asterisk, you know what it feels like to be cold. Not just physically, but spiritually. When the heart is frozen in grief, when the soul shivers from the fear of not being enough. You know that coldness, and so you share your warmth with those who are lost in the dark. You sit with them in their pain, offering a shoulder to lean on, a word of comfort, a hand to hold. It is not about fixing them. It is not about having all the answers. It is about being there, being present, being a source of warmth in their cold dot. In sharing warmth, you also receive it. The more you give, the more you realize that the warmth you offer multiplies, filling your heart with peace and joy. Love is like that, grows when it is shared. It is a gift that never runs out. Asterisk, you listen. You listen with your whole being, without judgment, without the need to fix anything. You listen because you know what it is to have your pain acknowledged, to have someone hear you without interrupting, without offering advice, without rushing you to heal dot. You give them the gift of your presence, your ears, your heart, your full attention. And in that listening, something powerful happens. They begin to feel heard. They begin to feel seen. Your silence becomes a safe space for their stories to unfold. They share their wounds, their fears, their dreams, and you listen, knowing that in this simple act, you are helping them heal. The stories are their own, but in sharing them, they are not alone. Asterisk, the divine voice speaks once again, this time with a sense of urgency, but also with warmth and encouragement. You are ready now, dear one. Your journey is not just for you, it is for all those you encounter. Be a guide, be a light. Lead them, not with words, but with your presence. Your life is a living prayer. Your love is the message. You take these words to heart. You have always been a learner, a seeker, but now you are a teacher, a guide. Your life, your journey, is the message. You no longer need to search for meaning. You live it. You embody it. You share it with those who need it most. You understand now that this is your calling, not to lead from a place of authority, but to lead from a place of love, of empathy, of shared experience. Asterisk, you walk forward, your every step a prayer, your every breath a blessing. Your life is no longer just a story of survival or self-discovery. It is a prayer, a constant offering of love, compassion, and wisdom. You do not need to say the words. Your actions speak louder than anything you could say. Your presence is the prayer. Your heart is the message. You live in such a way that others can feel the sacredness of your being, the love that pours from your every gesture. You have come to understand that this is what it means to live a life of grace. It is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is about being a vessel for the love and wisdom that flow through you. Asterisk, there is joy in giving, not because of what you receive in return, but because of the simple act of giving itself. You find joy in sharing your light, your warmth, your wisdom. The more you give, the more you realize that the true gift is not in what you offer, but in what you receive in the process. When you give love, you receive love. When you give compassion, you receive compassion. When you give your time, you receive connection. The more you give, the more you find yourself filled with the very things you share. Giving becomes a sacred exchange, a dance of love that moves between you and the world. It is the flow of life, constantly giving and receiving, ever expanding. Ever dash deepening dot asterisk as you give, you notice something beautiful happening. Love multiplies. The connections you make with others, the warmth you share, the wisdom you imparted, all comes back to you, not as a direct exchange, but as an expansion of the love that surrounds you. Dot in sharing love, you create a network, a web of connection that grows, stretching across your life and beyond. Each person you touch becomes a part of that web. Each life you change becomes another thread in the tapestry of love that you are weaving. You realize now that this is the true beauty of life, to connect, to give, to share. Love is not something you can hoard or keep to yourself. It is something that grows when it is shared, when it is passed from one being to another. Dot. And in this, you find your deepest joy not in what you possess, but in what you give. The world around you has quieted. The noise of the city, the rustle of leaves, the hum of distant voices, all of it has faded into the background. It is just you, alone, sitting beneath the vast sky. The stars are your companions, distant yet close, their light gentle and constant. You sit, not seeking anything, not trying to understand anything. You are simply present. Your body feels rooted in the earth beneath you, yet your soul feels light, free, untethered. There is no rush. There is no agenda. You are simply here. The cool night air caresses your fur, and for the first time in a long while, you realize that there is nothing else you need to do. There is nothing you need to become. You are already whole, already complete. Asterisk, though you sit in the stillness of the night, the city continues its rhythm around you. The lights glow softly. The movement of life continues in its dance, yet it all feels distant, like the music of a far-off land. The city is alive, but you are not consumed by it. You are not pulled into the current of its busy flow. Instead, you watch it with gentle awareness, knowing that you are a part of it, but not defined by it. You are separate, but connected. There is peace in this separation. You no longer feel the need to chase the world or to control it. The hum of the city is not an invitation to get lost in its noise. It is a reminder that you are here, observing, breathing, existing in harmony with the world around you. Asterisk, the divine voice, which has spoken to you so many times, is silent now. Yet its presence is still felt, like a soft glow in the depths of your heart. The voice does not need to speak. It is not absent. It is within you, surrounding you, filling every moment with peace that you no longer need the words. You no longer need explanations. The voice has given you all it could, and now it has left you with something even more profound. Silence. In this silence, you hear everything. You feel everything. You are deeply attuned to the pulse of existence, and in this quiet knowing, you realize that you have become one with it all. Asterisk, for so long, you have searched for answers, for explanations, for reasons behind everything that has happened in your life. But now, you feel complete beyond the need for explanations. You do not need to understand everything. You do not need to justify your existence or your journey. You simply are. And in this moment, that is enough. There is peace in this realization. The weight of questions, of doubts, of the need to know, none of it matters anymore. You are whole, just as you are. You are here, simply existing, and that is all that is needed. You realize now that the search for meaning was never about understanding everything. It was about accepting that sometimes you do not need to explain. Sometimes you can simply be asterisk as. You sit beneath the stars, the past and future begin to fade. The memories of yesterday, the hopes for tomorrow, all of it dissolves into the present moment. There is no more need to look back or forward. The past has brought you here, but it no longer defines you. The future is yet to unfold, but it does not concern you now. You are here, in this moment, and this moment is all that matters. There is freedom in this tonelessness. You are no longer bound by the weight of what was or what could be. You are. Simply here now. And that is enough. Asterisk in the quiet stillness. You feel the fullness of your being. You are no longer searching for anything. You are not incomplete. You are not broken. You are whole. There is no need to seek validation. No need to chase after experiences or achievements. You have everything you need already within you. You are enough. You are free. In this moment, you feel an overwhelming sense of peace, a peace that comes not from outside, but from within. You have come full circle, and in doing so, you have found your true self. You are not defined by your struggles or your triumphs. You are simply here, present, whole, and free. Asterisk, in the quiet of the night, your heart speaks, though no words are needed. It is a simple whisper, a knowing, a truth that resonates deep within you. I am home. These words are not a declaration. They are a recognition. You have arrived. Not at some distant destination, not at the end of a long journey. You have arrived within yourself. You are home in your own being, in your own heart. There is no need to search anymore. There is no need to go anywhere. You are already where you need to be. Asterisk, the final realization comes softly, but with undeniable certainty. You know, without a doubt, that you are exactly where you are meant to be. The pieces of your life have come together, and in this moment, you see the entire picture. You are not just a cat. You are not just a traveler, a seeker, or a guide. You are the sacred being you always were, and you always will be. You are home, and you are complete. There is nothing more to prove. There is nothing more to seek. There is only this moment, this peace, this quiet knowing, and in this knowing, you are free. The soft, muted glow of the moon cast silver shadows across the city. Beneath the sky, the sacred cat sat still, its eyes now reflecting the stars that seemed so distant, yet somehow so close. As the world continued its hum, the cat, once lost, in search of meaning, now understood that it had never been lost. It had always been here. The journey, the pain, the questions, they were part of the story, but not the whole. There was peace in the not knowing, a grace in the silence between the thoughts. The city had never been the cage. The cage was in the mind, in the chasing. And now the chase had ended. The cat was home. Not in a place, but in a presence. No. More words were needed. In the stillness. A final whisper lingered in the airsoft, but strong enough to fill the night. You are enough. Asterisk, the journey never ends. It only transforms.